It's 6 o'clock, November 10th, our regular council meeting. Stand for the pledge of allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Can I get a motion to approve the agenda?
I'll make the motion to approve the agenda.
Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Motion made and second to approve the agenda. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion's carried. Approve the minutes of October 27th meeting.
So moved. So moved.
Yeah, do I have a second?
Second.
Motion made and second to approve the minutes of the October 27th meeting. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion's carried. Late utility assessments, we have to pass a resolution tonight so we can get the delinquent payments on the taxes. They have till, I think, the end of November to pay them, yet always it goes on their taxes, and then we collect that way.
Is that the way it's always been?
Yes.
Is that what that's
Well,
called?
usually I have a resolution in front of me, but tonight it's here, but we gotta pass it, and we have to do it at this meeting.
Well, I move, and that we,
Says,
assess the delinquent notice for the taxes.
do I have a second?
I'll second.
Motion made and second to pass the delinquent utility bills onto the assessments for the taxes. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Whole business, yes.
I don't think we really have anything pending except for that, we're gonna get to that sometime, camper deal.
I don't know if here's what I'm looking for right here either.
Okay.
We'll go into new business, city clerk update. We met the last week or better, and we narrowed it down, and Joe Buxengard is sitting back. You want to stand up so they don't see you? Take your mask off so you can take a picture. This is the one we offered it to.
Okay.
She's gonna start out at $23 an hour. And Lori is gonna train her if Lori ever gets back. But she also trained Lori when Lori started.
Oh, well, there you go. Some good experience.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Anybody got any questions for her you wanna ask her? Terry and I've asked her, and Dick have been asking for a couple weeks. Well, thank you.
Yep.
Yeah, thank you.
Now I have to have a motion to hire her.
So moved.
Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Motion is made and second to hire Joe Buxengard as city clerk. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion's carried. JC liquor license, I don't see anybody here from they're supposed to, I thought Shane Buck was coming now. No, we'll table that until they come. Engineer updates. Reese?
Sure. Did the memo make it into the packet?
I don't know.
Just, you wanna use the microphone too?
Oh, yeah, so you do that?
Thank you.
Okay.
Looks like a book.
Only 3 pages.
Just got a lot of copies.
Better not. Thank you. Yeah.
All right, well, good evening. So for this week, just a few updates primarily on the Sanitary District. So going back up from the top, so Swanson Heights and Viola is still just waiting on some final documentation from the contractor so that we can actually pay them their closeout, payment. So once that's completed, then we can get that knocked out and off the books. Going back to Sanitary District, so we've had a few developments on that over the past few weeks. The project actually was selected by the bonding committee to present in front of the House and the Senate for both of the for the bonding tour and committee. So they did have a presentation to the House on Tuesday of this week, and then there is another presentation to the Senate. I believe that is next week. I don't know the exact date. I think they were still working out exact times on that, but that was promising, so that means it's getting some good traction and some interest from the legislature. So that was a positive development, so hopefully that continues to trend, and hopefully that's well received on that front. So we do have a draft of the report prepared, but in order to make sure that we put a good presentation together for the House and Senate, we kind of held off on doing any revisions to that just yet, but as soon as those presentations are done, then we can get those comments finalized and then out to the greater group for review there. Along with that, I guess the meeting minutes are attached in case you're curious on, what was said at the past meetings, but as this thing starts to take some shape, and Patrice, I know we've talked about it a little bit, but looking at some different cost options to really say for the city of Goodhue, for example, what funding amount it would actually make sense for the city of Goodhue to join the district. So what I'm planning on doing is saying, okay, if we were to join the district, we would need X amount of funding in order to make it worthwhile for the community, as opposed to building your own plant or connecting to Zumbrota and trying to run some life cycle costs and what your typical O&M cost would be. So that should be ready for the next council meeting, and that should pair up really nicely with the report. So those are the few items I had this week, unless I can answer any questions.
Okay, by all the way, the contractor hasn't given you anything?
No, and he needs to raise that casting.
I know they pulled it out so it can be raised.
Yep, and so he just has to patch that back in and has to get that raised up, and then we can close that out. Now, he still owes me his IC 134s, and so that's basically his, certification stating that he's paid all his subcontractors and suppliers, and then we can actually close out.
Okay, then the Swanson Heights 3rd edition, they still haven't?
We can't get a hold of him. And so we've called them multiple times, and I just have not had any luck, unfortunately. So we'll continue to keep calling them. Hopefully we can get a response now that hopefully they're slowing down. But
And who's they?
that would be Edge
Edge,
Contracting.
Elms, they did the work up there.
Yep. And there's really nothing left for them to do. It's just really close out. And
The only thing up there I wanted to have you come and look at again is with the building the twin homes.
yes.
The guy that lives to the south of them is worried because all that water is going into his lawn. So we're gonna have to, I want you to look at, see what we can do to stop that
Okay. On the east side, just south.
on the south side.
On the south side.
The new one that's on the corner there,
Mm-hmm.
3rd and 11th.
Yep.
Yeah, his backyard.
Okay, yeah, we can take a look. I know there was a drainage path that it will drain, but
Well,
I'll
I think what
definitely take a
happened
look.
when we got the utilities in there, it got built up too high, and now it's sitting back.
okay,
So, and that's the thing, if it could get drained, there wouldn't be an issue.
Yeah.
I seen that.
okay,
So you might want to put a stick on it.
yep. Yeah, we'll go take a look at it.
Well, they finally seen it, remember, no, I wasn't. That's all I had for you.
So now, with the options for, the sanitary district, are we seriously considering doing something else besides connecting to that, do you think, or just, we wanna hear the numbers so we know?
I think you're gonna wanna see the numbers. It really depends, because if you don't get a good bonding amount, then joining the sanitary district, it's not going to make sense. Just because, you know, if you're at 11% of, call it 70-something million, you know, that's all of a sudden you're paying $10 million when you could build your own facilities and you'd be just fine on your own. Right.
Okay.
And so some of it, you know, connecting to Zumbrota, for example, that would be certainly an option, but if they decide to join a district, then, you know, we also gotta look at that. But there are some other funding mechanisms that we can look at, primarily like PSIG grants is what they call them. And so that's point source implementation grants, and that goes to help fund different communities for more of your water, wastewater infrastructure. And so that would be something we could look at, but that's more of a competitive route. But obviously I think you'd still have a case. It just, joining a district is going to be much more attractive from the state level to get those larger fund amounts.
Thank you.
Yep.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, delinquent bills certified for 2022, that's the one you see on the approved sheet if you. That's the one we want to send to assessment.
Oh, okay, so
We had to pass a resolution to assess them. Now, these are the ones we want to assess.
Do you need a resolution for that?
No, we just,
No, just, we wanted to know.
well, and we just gotta make a motion to have Lori put it on there.
Which we did.
No, we gotta do it again.
Oh, do it again? Okay.
We need a resolution to put these 15 or whatever it is on there.
I make the motion that we put these, delinquent bill listed, on the, certified to the 2022 taxes.
Do I have a second?
I'll second it.
Motion made and second to put the delinquent bills on the taxes. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion's carried. Sewer and water rates, we were gonna table that because Steve, did everybody see that email Steve sent out?
You skipped one.
No.
Goodhue County Building Inspector,
Oh, that's here. Oops, I'm sorry.
back up.
See what you did, you did me in a hurry.
Yeah. Maybe you should explain how inspection services work for the new members, Gary.
Yeah, what we do is we contract with the county for our building inspection. So when you do a building permit, they turn around and we turn it into the county, then they do the inspection on it, because we don't, either we're paying somebody astronomical dollars to do it. So it's about.
It's based
So-
on your billing
Yeah,
permit.
so many. The building comes out, like the city gets 10% and the county gets the rest of it because they're doing the work on it. But it saves the city a lot of money. And we pass it, we have to do it every year, every other year, so. It's
Do
up
they
to-
bill us per contract, or is that?
It's a
flat fee?
contract, yeah. It's
flat
fine, it's a flat fee per building. I mean, so if you're billing for $1,000, they get so much, we get so. If it's $200, I mean, it's set percentage.
It's a schedule,
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And they, city approves the application for requirements and for the city code, the city, excuse me, zoning ordinances. Then once we approve it, the application goes to the county reviews the building instead. Then the code requirements, they look over all the code requirements for depth of footings and all this stuff and all that, they do that. Then, the fee permits are in accordance with the county fee schedule, they got their schedule and that's what we go by. Typically, the permit fee for this project is the sum of three components, the general permit fee, the plan review fee and the state surcharge. But the permits are paid to the city, then we just pay the county. On a quarterly basis, I guess it is, so. The average time from, now this I don't agree with. The average time they say that when we've sent a permit in, it's back is in 5 days. But it's more like 2 weeks. We tell everybody 2 weeks, so. Basically, that's basically what it is, if you want, everybody wants to see it, just. So here's the agreement.
I reviewed that too, so it looks good.
Is there much change at all?
No, same as it was.
It's same.
Same template they used before.
So I just gotta have a motion if we wanna keep the county building inspector contract.
Well, I'll make a motion to keep that. Kind of a loss.
Yeah.
I got a second?
Second.
Motion made and second to approve the 2022 agreement with the state building code of the county. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion's carried. Yeah, the water and sewer rates, I'd like to table till Steve comes back. I mean, it's up to you people.
We have time on that, we don't have to do that.
They ain't gonna take effect till the first of the year anyway.
Sure. Sure.
That's okay with everybody? Yep. The garbage rates, we can look at that. The reason on that is some on that first sewer and water stuff is we might have to raise because there are some sewer pipes that are gonna have to be replaced.
Well, we might have to make it more than what, we
Yeah.
have a sheet on it here,
Yeah.
it might have to be raised like that.
And I talked to Lori about it too already, so.
I see there's a recommendation of $1.50 increase to all disposal fees. And that's just from Lori or all of you guys in the office or?
Well, Lori figured out what it's gonna take, cause we ain't out to make a lot of money on this, it's just pretty much break even.
Okay.
And this is what she came up with.
Okay.
And do we need to raise them because, we have to now send them to Red Wing, or?
Well, yeah, because they raised the rates on us.
Yeah.
And then the recycling, we used to, that would be a wash for us. Now we're paying extra for recycling, so.
If, no, waste management isn't raising, cause weren't they gonna keep theirs the same rate for?
Yeah, this is the
Yeah.
county,
Okay,
Well, this
or the
is,
city of Red Wing, Burnaby.
Yeah. their disposal, sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
And the recycling, that's no matter who had done it, even Jordan when he had it, that was still was going up automatically too, so.
Yeah.
Cause they have to pay now to get rid of it, so.
All disposal fees, so that's recycling and garbage is what we're talking about, $1.50?
Yeah. I mean, that's only $15 a year.
Do we need a motion?
Yes, we do.
Make a motion that we raise our all disposal fees by a $1.50 increase? Is that's per month, right?
I'll second that.
Motion made and second to increase all disposal fees, $1.50, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Employee pay rates, I think wanted me to table that one too, remember that. She wanted to come back and explain some stuff on that.
I'd appreciate that.
Hmm?
I'd appreciate that since this is the first one that I'm looking at, just to get a little bit more
Yeah,
information.
right,
Look at
and
it.
Lori
She can
said
explain it.
it's in here, but she got sick, that she asked me if we'd table that one too, and I said I don't have an issue with it,
Yeah, we,
so. It's probably best when Lori will get through
right.
Yep. Now I see we got some people from the liquor license stuff.
Yeah.
Sharon and Traven, you wanna explain what you're doing?
Sure. Is this thing on, or you gotta turn it on?
Look at it.
10-4. Yeah, Trey here for the Goodhue JCs. Sort of on behalf of the Chamber of Commerce for the Goodhue Christmas Market. They had asked us if we would serve mulled wine and some drinks at the event. So in order to do so, we need a liquor license approved, similar to what we go through for Volksfest.
Question, is it wine and that German beer?
Wine and German beer, not hard liquor.
No hard liquor?
No.
That's what I think we should do.
So I guess,
Yeah.
so I
Okay,
guess if here for any questions, otherwise I guess I ask for a motion to approve a liquor license for us.
I have a question. Are you gonna be the center of all of the drinks that are given out? And I'm thinking for kids too? Will yours be, or?
I'll divert more to Sharon here.
No, we have other people doing hot chocolate and, apple cider. So, so they're doing that.
Okay.
So there's other options.
Just a thought here too, is our police gonna be at this event kinda overseeing or watching that things don't get out of hand, or?
we'll set that up.
Yeah. Just, not that maybe. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, year one, we don't really know what to expect, I guess, so I think it'll be pretty low key, but
Mhm.
one
We're
never
shopping
knows.
though, you know,
This is true.
You never know.
Well, then, it's probably gonna get great.
It's gonna get pretty wild.
Can I get a motion then to approve the J.C.'s liquor license for German beer and
Mulled wine.
Mulled wine.
whatever that is?
I'll make a motion to approve the license.
Do I got a second? Motion made and second to approve the liquor license, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That motion's carried.
Thank you.
You bet, thank you for coming
Yeah, thanks, John.
and explaining it. Thanks for explaining it, Sharon.
Yep.
Public comment time, does anybody got any comments they wanna do? You got,
I'll maybe throw in one. So as of everybody here should be aware, we used to run sort of Volksfest through the city, but due to audits, we're moving it out into a separate nonprofit. In order to do so, we do need a committee for the nonprofit, and just about everybody that was on the committee dropped off. So I guess I kind of just wanted to make it in the newspaper, hopefully here, as this is sort of still a city event, even though it's not directed through the city. And on top of that, I guess I would also like to ask someone from the city to sit in on it. I know Lori did, and she ran the whole thing. I'm not saying that they would be as involved of that, but Volksfest would still be a city event. So I feel like someone from the city should be represented on the nonprofit.
when do you have your meetings?
Nothing set up yet. I'm still looking for president, vice president, treasurer, and secretary, because I haven't got a single person to sign up for nothing. And we can't file a nonprofit until we get all this. So I'm going to be throwing stuff on social media and everything here in the coming week, hopefully pleading for people as well.
Okay. Well, have to take it up
But,
with another
yeah, just
meeting.
take that under consideration. Not like anything has to be decided here
Well, we
tonight.
can't do it tonight anyway,
Yep.
so. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, then we'll go into the mayor's concerns. I got a couple of them here. One of them is our old city hall. It's my recommendation on it, this is up to you people. Sell that thing for $1 because that's what we were gonna do before. And they got, person that wants to buy it has got a lot of work to do in it. And if we keep it, we gotta tear it down, so it's costing us money. So, my opinion would be to sell it for $1, get rid of it. Then it goes back on the tax rolls. Not that it's a lot, but still. It's out of the public hands, put it that way. And if anybody wants to take a tour of it, I'll be more than happy to let you take a tour, because I want you to have a hard hat on, because the ceiling's falling in. No, and that's why it's cheaper just to get rid of it for $1 and let you take it, maybe.
I don't even know if I know what the old city hall was.
I don't know where.
Well, all it is right now is a bunch of 2x4s and muck. Or
Where's
wet.
it located?
Oh, you know where the old fire hall was?
No.
No.
You know where the telephone office is?
Yeah.
They're building right to the south of it.
Okay.
That was the old fire hall. It's got 3 doors.
Hmm.
That was the fire hall. Then right alongside that, between that and Egg Partners, there was a roof put between them.
Ah.
And that's all it is, and now the water's come off of both roofs, and it goes under the fire hall, and then it's a so clay tile type in there, and it leaks through that, so that inside the fire hall, it's all water. So I mean, and we're gonna be hung for it if we don't do something, so I just say get rid of it.
Does somebody wanna buy it?
Yeah, for $1.
Sell it?
No, I mean, and I just you gotta have a motion to sell it.
Oh, shoot, so.
Let's do this.
Yes.
Just curious.
What are the legal aspects of that?
You don't have to, so the city can buy or sell real estate without a bid or anything like that. That's acceptable. I don't know if I know you've answered this question before, Terry, but I don't know. There used to be a well
That's
there.
capped. We look at
So so that person then, or whoever person or group would then have to take the responsibility for that well, I suppose. Because right now it's on our property. So that may be a little bit of I assume we got the records when it was capped and everything, because they're gonna need that, to make sure that's there. I don't know, I haven't been there for,
Well, I was just in a.
so I don't know if there's any other, I don't know how it's even described. I mean, if there's a little deed or just that little piece of land or not, I don't know how it came about, I just don't know. I mean, I remember when we sold, but the city sold the, fire hall to Royale at that time. There was kind of a process we went through. And I think that one issue that has come up, I think before, is the complaint from prior owner of the fire hall that the water was wrecking their roof. Was that really accurate or not?
That was very accurate.
So then how would that ever get resolved?
We took the roof off.
Oh, so there's no roof on the place? Oh, it's open?
No, there's the tin in there yet,
Oh,
and the tin holds water, and the tin's leaking, so it's leaking.
so this is just really it.
What the building is that front brick wall with the door that you see, basically.
That's it.
You know.
So
But there's
it's a hazard.
Yeah, it's
Really a hazard.
and that's
It's a
why,
liability for the
Yeah.
city to.
Yeah, I guess it is. I didn't know it was in that condition.
and I've been in the old fire hall after a rainstorm, and there's 2 inches of water sitting on the floor, and it's all coming, you can see it coming through the tiles. I mean, it's just,
What do you mean the tile on
on
Tile,
from the fire hall wall, the south fire hall wall.
yeah, that's a tile, it's a tile.
Yeah,
That's, yeah.
it's coming through there at a rapid pace.
Yeah.
So I just assume you really let them people deal with it. And if they wanna put a roof on it, different than putting it out in the street, I don't care.
So why was there a well there?
Well, the original well for Goodhue was there. And then,
Was historic?
well, the creamery, no, it's capped,
It's good.
Yeah.
but the creamery was there, and the creamery is the one that made the well first. You know, the city took it over, so the city had that plan, and that was the main pump for years and years, until up about 1992, when this one up here was on the Central Park was built. Then that got capped. We used both of them for a while, then we built this one here, then when we built this one, that got capped. The state said we had to cap it off, so we did. Because there was 2 wells to be capped off, there was another well that was in front of the well we have, that was a shallow well, and that, we had to cap that also at that time, so. So all the wells that we had are capped, it's just the 2 that we use. So this is a capped well that they have, we looked and all the pipes are off of it and everything else.
So is that individual who wants it, or are they willing to take on full responsibility once we're
Yep.
done with it? What
Yeah,
kind of
because it's
papers
gonna,
have to be drawn up with
it's gonna
that?
benefit them.
Well, they have to sign some kind of
Just,
agreement, yeah, just kind of indemnity agreement or something.
Right.
That they understand that once they own it, I mean, I suppose they could always come back if they said we did something illegal or something, but I think we just wanna get that buttoned up so everybody's on the same page if we,
As long as they're fully aware
yeah, and we
of
don't wanna,
exactly,
yeah. But I'm sure though, that every time you do a real estate transaction in Minnesota, you have to state whether or not there's a well on the property, and there's a form you gotta fill out, and you gotta say, you know, when was it capped, and et cetera. So I assume we'd have some records around here someplace about what was done with that well, I would assume so.
Yeah. There has to be somewhere. We'll look into
who
that.
would assume there's gotta be fees for the
Well,
selling and the
yeah,
closing and the
well,
transfer, so.
Yeah, that kinda.
So,
Yeah,
is that, who pays for that?
We can negotiate
yeah.
I'm just asking
it.
questions
No,
because I've
it's
not,
that's a good question. We don't,
Yeah.
Yeah. Good question, and I don't know if we should be liable for very much of that.
exactly,
Right.
so, yeah, you know, we just have to do what's in the best interest of the city, ultimately.
So, can I get a motion to sell it then? If we take care of all this?
I'll make a motion to go ahead and sell the old city hall and make sure we take care of all the fees in the best interest of the city.
Got a second? Okay, motion is made and second to approve the sale of the old city hall. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion's carried. The other thing is after the last meeting, I went and talked to the builders of assisted living the next day, and I see yesterday they blacktopped it at Broadway and First Avenue. And so that's all done, so got that taken care of. They were having a little issue with coming off of a hilltop. And I told Steve and Lincoln to haul some more rock up there because it's actually the city that did that part of it. We moved the gas line. So when they dug the gas line up, it just, all of a sudden got that rain, and she just, I just about lost my pickup there. So that should be taken care of also. So if you hear anything about something like that, just let me know.
they keep that awful nice and clean. They keep it awful good up there though, that senior living, whatever building it, it always looks good.
And then, yeah, 'cause now they're starting to put walls up today.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I went and talked to Tony up there, and he gave me the whole schedule on what he expects done and when it's gonna be done and all that. He said by the 27th of December, it should have the roof on it, and then start putting windows in, so.
It's moving, seems like.
Yeah, he wants,
It's a big building.
but they blacktop the parking lot and all that now because if it got cold and all that, they want to be able to come in and not have to worry about ruts and mud and all that, so. That's done already too. The garage is the first one, that's just about done. So they're moving along great ahead, so.
Great.
There was something else too, but I can't remember what it is. Okay, any council concerns? Oh, reminder, the 22nd of the December meeting is canceled also. Just want to make sure I said that. So. And the one for
The
24th is canceled. Okay.
of this month.
Yep. Council concerns.
I noticed on the twin home, they did not put up a silt fence on either side.
They haven't.
Mm-mm. Nope. So if that individual is already having trouble with water, they don't have silt fence up either in between them. You know, and I wonder, are they planning on leaving that big pile of dirt there all winter? They're
I
certainly
have-
not
I
gonna
have-
need all that for backfill
I have no
on
clue.
slab on grade,
I have no clue. We'll have to ask them.
so. Is that the big pile there? There's the trees that's gonna be stuck,
Mm-hmm.
so that was the only thing, two concerns I had.
Anybody else have anything?
Street notice, have we sent that yet, or when does that go out? For parking on the street and that kind of thing, or?
That automatically starts the first of
Remember, I think, yeah.
November.
So people are only supposed to park, can they park during the day, but not during the night?
Oh, yeah, it's from 2 to 6 a.m. and that, so if we get snow,
Yeah.
then they can plow it without
Yeah.
having to worry about cars in the street.
Yeah, I've seen people parked on the street, so I was just wondering if we sent one out, or, you know, usually we send it out, I think, in one of the bills.
Well, usually, yeah, we do, and then we have the police department talk to people that live upstairs and.
Yeah.
Second Avenue.
Well, that's even on all the streets, though, isn't it?
No, it's only in downtown.
Oh, it's only downtown.
It's on all the streets if we get over a 2-inch snowfall.
Oh, okay.
Then it's no parking till everything is
Yeah.
plowed.
Okay. Good.
Downtown, there's no parking at all at night, so. And we should have it all year round. Cause I know when the guys come in, want to sweep the streets and that, they put no parking in there, and, oh, that's a good sign of parking for us, we'll do it anyway, you know, so.
Okay.
That's just P and M from me, so. So, can I get a motion to pay the bills?
So moved.
I don't have a sheet on that.
No,
This one?
I thought she, yeah, wasn't
She
she
said
sent
she
something
didn't.
out.
Yeah.
Yeah, there wasn't
Said
money
wasn't.
there,
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's mostly payroll.
oh, yeah. I'll make the motion to pay the bills.
I thought you made it, he made a second.
Oh, I did, I'll second it.
Motion made and second to pay the bills, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion's carried. Anything else to be brought forward? Can I get a motion to adjourn?
I'll say.
Motion made and second to adjourn, all in favor, say aye.
Um,
Aye.
Opposed? Motion's carried. Thank you. Thank you guys for coming.
I know, I can get that on the land, get that back.
Now you need to hold.
Oh, yeah. See, everything well.
That's why I called you.
I'm so busy.
Chair.